Welcome to Caching Waves. I want to give you guys a quick update on HBAR. Just wanted to show you my primary count on the daily. Have this as 3 waves up and or 5 waves up. Only difference would be if the A wave completed here in a 3-wave move, this is making a expanded flat where we're waiting for 5 waves to finish up, most likely in an ending diagonal here. If we had 5 waves up, we'd have to relabel this, and this would end up being a leading diagonal, and then our wave B, and this is making a ending diagonal in itself. Very similar count. All that matters is for the future for this count where we can expect to have targets. Currently on this correction, had this as a 4th wave up. Reason for that, why this isn't a low, is we came way too deep in our retracement. You know, in Elliott Wave we expect between the 50 and the 618. We went right through that. If this was a wave 1 and a 2, we would expect an impulse up, either to take off or make another 1-2 before taking off in the next bull market. And as you can see, we just drifted sideways and made a series of 3 waves. So alternate counts to that is, this is an A, we have a B wave here, or sorry, that would have to be a W3 wave. We have a B wave here, and then we'd have to get a flat pattern here before further downside. That's all our alternative, but this is my primary right now, just based on how the waves are filling out here. Now going down to the 4-hour. As you can see, we had a WXY double zigzag here. We came up to the 50 and the between the 50 and the 618 of our W wave. We then went down to target for our Y, came up in 3 waves, hit the 0.618 of this wave 1, which is our ideal target for our wave 2 to the downside. And we're expecting this to fill out in another double zigzag, coming down to target around 3.7 to 4 cents. And another move up and finding our eventual targets down here between 3 and 3.72 cents. For an ending diagonal, I usually target the 618 for a third or the 786 for a third, depending how far down it comes. Need to make a new low below this one, so probably the 786. We'll then get a retracement and come down between the 786 and the 1-to-1 of the wave 1 to finally finish up this correction to the downside. Zooming in even more down to the 1 hour, this is our first wave down in our 3rd wave. Have this as a double zigzag. We had an ABC here and had a ABC here as well as a leading diagonal, then a clean 5 waves down for our A wave. Looking for a B wave up currently, up between the 50 and the 618 of this first A wave or W wave. After this move is completed, looking for a short and most likely 3 waves, so WXY, coming down to target. So I just opened up a long right now on HBAR. If you watch my videos previously, the last couple weeks, I was looking for a move to the upside here from this area. We ticked the 786 of this wave 2 retracement. Took a fib pull from there, hit bang on the 786 on log scale, and on linear scale we hit to target of this W off the X to the Y at the 1-to-1. That's why you see that green box I had there. That was the 786 on log scale, and on linear that was the 1-to-1. And you can see we rejected pretty much perfectly to the tick there. So alternatively, just to keep in mind, if this wave fails and we just drift sideways and continue to come down, stair-stepping down, this would end up being a wave in itself as a leading diagonal. The count would stay the same. We'd just get one more low. and that would end up being, as you can see, I have mapped out in trend lines contracting. That would be a fifth wave down as an A wave rather than a double zigzag as a WXY. So as of right now, taking this trade setup, we are looking for an impulse off the low to find support above the previous resistance, which was this area, wave 4. Seems to be reacting accordingly off this impulse or ABC. We've gotten a 3-wave move down, and you can see we're correcting sideways in a channel rather than impulsively to the downside. Now we can continue to come down here. It would just be in a series of ABCs, be a slow grind to the downside. Again, I'm not worried about getting stopped out because I would just look for the entry again lower. As of right now, consider this a 3-wave move. I'm looking for the B wave to complete. It might have completed here between the 50 and the 618. I took a fib pull of this A wave, put the 382.50 and the 618 on. I take my entries at the 382.50 and the 618, a third each of my position size. So I'm 2/3 full currently. And looking for this move up to the 50 and the 618 of this down move. I can't pull fibs yet for our targets until the wave is complete, as you can see, but expecting this might take a little bit longer because of the length of this down wave right here. I expect it to at least take 33% of this move, so at least into Wednesday, as you can see, before I'd consider this move complete. But most common areas we hit is the 618 and the 1-to-1 between that area. That's just the least amount of time I require as a guideline to be considered complete. So it might happen quick, might take a little bit longer. Just depends what we get as a correction here. This looks like an ABC, so most likely an A wave. And the question is, do we come up in 5, even as like an ending diagonal as a flat pattern? Or do we chop down here, come up again, drift sideways, come up again, drift sideways, come up again? And all that would be a WXY, a series of 3s. So unsure of what we're going to get, but I got into the long just right now and looking for this move between 6 cents and 6.42 cents on linear scale, and I will take profits on log scale. They're a little bit closer. I always take the closer of the two targets, so I'll be taking profit between 5.84 cents and 6.23. Depends where we get these fib pulls to complete. So looking for that trade for now, getting about 2.5 to 1 at the entry price of the 50, and we should be protecting these lows and ideally not fall below this support area right here. So I'd get a little weary of this count if we drop below the 618 there. So that's what I'm looking at for HBAR, guys, and I will be looking for a short setup after we reach target. This is literally just a scalp at the moment. I'll be looking for my shorts between this area. Based on what patterns we get is how I'll take my entry, and I'll be looking for this short afterwards down to the 786 extension. As for now, that's the update on HBAR. I am currently in it. This is not financial advice. This is just what I am doing. Looking for this move to complete as an ABC to the upside, whether the bottom's in yet or we need to drift a little more sideways, protecting this low. All right, guys, check out my other trade setups if you're interested. I cover the top 10 assets pretty much every day. Thanks for watching.